Hello and welcome to this presentation all about LYNX Whiteboard. So, why LYNX Whiteboard? LYNX Whiteboard is Clevertouch's very own presentation and whiteboarding software. It's a cross-platform app, which means that you can download it onto Apple and Android phones, tablets, MacBooks, Chromebooks, laptops, desktop PCs, and of course it also comes as an app on our Clevertouch screens themselves. So you can natively open up files directly into our screens. But the students can have it on all of their devices too. You can link up to any of your devices, your cloud drives. So whether that is OneDrive, Google Drive or Dropbox, they can be linked up, meaning that I can open up links on any of my devices, access files in my drives and open them up within LYNX. And the really good news for teachers is that a range of file types can be opened up and converted into LYNX. For example, if you're a Google user, Google Docs and Google Slides will open up inside LYNX, and they will open in a PDF style format, leaving your original document safe in your Google Drive. If you're a PowerPoint or Word user, again your original files will be safe wherever they're stored, and you get a PDF version that will open up on your LYNX app. Now, that open version, being a PDF, means that you can't mess around with the text or the images. You can just annotate on top of them, as I've been doing here, using the annotation tools already set up. So I might want to highlight some text. It's multiple point touch as well. Or I might want to grab a pen that won't disappear as I'm making my notes. So for opening up your existing content, LYNX is a great space to be able to do that. Now, if I am a user of ActiveInspire or Smart Notebook, those files will open up inside LYNX more or less fully editable, meaning I can move the images around, change the text, replace it, and edit them as I wish. So it's a nice space to be able to open up all of your existing content, but it's so much more than just that. There's also a range of single sign-on solutions within LYNX as well, as you can see here. LYNX has in it a range of tools that will help you create new content. So when I think of LYNX, I know that I can use it to open my existing content or just to use as a blank whiteboard, but I can also use it to create many more interesting documents and interactive activities. To help us do that, there is a media search included with LYNX Whiteboard, and with that it means that I can look for images and GIFs that we can zoom in on whenever we need them. With videos, for example, from YouTube, they will open directly from the YouTube website, but within LYNX and without any adverts. We can also add things in like tables and shapes that we can then put into activities such as this. So here you can see I'm organizing these shapes into this table. There are also a range of interactive maths tools such as clocks and rulers that are easy to manipulate on the screen. And we also have protractors. So if I wanted to stick an angle in there, it's really easy to do. So I can just use these little nodes and stamp an angle on, and even that angle then is interactive too. We also have compasses. We have interactive dice that we can roll and take away dice and add extra in as we need to. But there's also a range of pens as well. So not just the annotation pens that we see here. If I was to stop presenting, I can go into the pencil case here and we can see that I've got 3 default pens set up. But if I click on the little interface, I have all these different pen types. For example, a line pen. So I can go from A to B and create a line, and that line can then be clicked upon and I can add different points to it so that I can make it an elbow line or an angled line or even into a curved line as well. Also though, in the pen types, One of the really nice pens for those of you that might be teaching younger children is the rainbow pen. And as I start to write, you can see that it stays one colour. However, if I keep lifting my pen or finger off the screen, every time I do, it will change the colour of the pen. So we as educators can see exactly how children are forming their letters. So that's just some examples of the pens that you can get with LYNX. Let's go back to presenting. In the page options, what we can see here on this page is that I've actually split screen the image into two versions of LYNX side by side. It's dead easy to do, so you can differentiate in lessons by having two totally different sets of work on screen at the same time, or you can have two groups of children physically working up at the screen side by side because you've got all of the tools replicated on either side. Or in this case, you can see that I've got a presentation on the right, that I'm using a curtain tool to reveal text, and then on the other side I could go into the pens and so on, and I could start to annotate on any of the pages here as we're making notes about the Romans. You'll notice the dashed lines and the grid on there as well show you that you can have a range of backgrounds on any page, and you can make those fit an infinity canvas, or they could just fit any particular area of the screen. But we can then make things that are a lot more interactive and fun. So for example, I can be hiding and revealing images such as this one here, or I can be using replicating counters that I can bring onto the pages. We could have sound buttons that my recording device won't allow you to hear in this video, but very easy to do, to create links to. Here I've got a PDF that I can go through in miniature on the page. And if I zoom in to my page here on Captain Blackbeard, we can mess around with him a little bit and maybe highlight his name. And when I come back out, you'll see that the annotations are still there on those pages. Here I've got a pirate who looks like I've animated him, but really all I've done is have different images on top of each other. And I've just activated a flow window to the next page. If we go backwards again, you'll notice the characters disappear out of my flow window, and when I tap on them, they are then revealed. Another easy thing that we show you in the free training that Clevertouch offer to all of our customers. So on my multi-point touch screen here, I can get different people to pick up the characters, and we can start moving them around the screen all at once. So the three bears are going to go wandering off, and here comes Goldilocks, who I'm going to shrink down as she moves towards the door. And as we tap there, we can go inside the three bears cottage. And while Goldilocks thinks she's alone in the house, messing around with the different types of porridge. What is wrong with Daddy Bear's porridge here? Let's have a close look. Ooh, that does look rather hot. And then coming on over here and trying out the chairs, and oops, accidentally breaking poor Baby Bear's chair. She doesn't realise that upstairs the bears are waiting for her and are not going to be best pleased when they see what she's done downstairs. All the images on these two pages linked to Goldilocks I actually created using AI image generator. More on that in a moment. Let's have a look at some other examples. So here we've got an activity that children could do on their iPads or their Chromebooks, where we're using replicators to build up this number with place value. And here we can be searching for the parts of that number that we can put into a little equation there. On this page you can see an interactive graph, so we can in real time adjust the values that we see on the different parts of the graph very easily. On this page we can see a video, and when I click on it, what you'll see is a LYNX screen recorded video. It's how I'm actually recording this video now. So if I zoom into it, this is showing the handwriting join in practice that I'd like children to practice. And then when I'm done with the large scale video, I can mini size it, and that can be playing on a loop in the lesson. The LYNX screen recorder is a free app that we make available to all of our users. On this page I've got some images on top of each other, but I've set them so that I have to peel them away one at a time, or I could tap on one and I can use a transparency slider to peer into the image below. On this page, you can see the power of the media search tool. So I use the media search to find all of the portraits of the Tudors, add a text box to them, and now I've made them movable so that I can slide them into place whenever I'm ready. So imagine the children, those learners that prefer to be visual or kinesthetic, getting their hands on things, could be doing their research, rushing up to the screen to put the queens in the correct places on this diagram. Or here, for example, this was something that we made for a French cathedral that wanted an interactive screen where children and visitors could come and have a play around. So here we are dressing a medieval knight, and of course we can then put the items back and we're learning about the names as we go. We can even zoom in here to see what the finished knight should look like. Have we done it correctly? Whatever the subject is, you can enhance it in some way using links. So here I'm using links to become a bit of a Picasso artist. So we can add these features in there and see how good we can do. So we're making our own images. This is a great page because it shows you the real power of links, where you can make interactive documents. The children don't have to click through it in a linear way, as with most PowerPoints. So here we might start off with this image. Do we recognize any of these Greek gods? No? Okay, well I've got a PowerPoint here in a PDF style format that I can go through all the pages of, and we can learn about the gods and look at their symbols and so on. And when we've done that research, we can decide, where should we go next? Should we learn about Zeus? No, let's go to Hades. And it reveals some text about him in our flow window. And then we can go to Aphrodite. And then we can even click back on another flow window to take us back. So there's some real power to how links can be used there to make things really interactive. Now, I mentioned the LYNX AI image generator. Now, LYNX is a free app, but all of our AI tools are locked behind a subscription. Yes, the dreaded word subscription. However, in the UK, it's only £2 a month for an individual teacher, or as a school or as a business, you can ask for a site license, and it's much cheaper then. What kind of tools do you get in the LYNX Pro account? Well, they're all linked to AI in some form or another. So looking at the top, we have a content generator, and in there we can get it to generate whole presentations, images or text. So you can see my image here. I've asked for a shark to be surfing on a touch screen above a huge wave, and then down here you can see the image that was generated from that. Also, when it comes to images that you find or you crop and bring in, very often might be a bit pixelated, they're a bit fuzzy. So you can ask the upscale image tool to re-crisp those images, as you can see there. The text tools are fantastic. So if I click on this sentence here, where you can see there is no grammar and the spelling is atrocious, I'm going to activate the AI tool, and I'm going to ask for this terrible sentence to be converted into a proper paragraph. So there you go, the grammar and the spelling have been changed. I could also ask for this sentence to be rewritten. So I could say, please rewrite this as a poem or make it more dramatic. Or I could just say, actually, please, let's rewrite this into another language. So I'm going to rewrite this into Spanish. Now, we also have a couple of great pens that you get as a LYNX Pro user, which I can show you if I just stop presenting here. So if I go into my pens, my pen choices as the text and shapes pen, and then there is also the maths pen. I'll just change the colour. There we are. So with the maths pen, I write an equation, and when I pause, it will convert it into the correct symbols, and it gives me the answer in a hide and reveal box that I can toggle whenever I wish when I'm presenting. It will work with all symbols all the way up to degree level as well. The text pen is even better, so I can start writing, and when I pause, it will convert my handwriting into a live text box. And what that means is that I can go in here and I can edit that and delete and so on. So when I'm up leveling my writing, it's really easy to do. Also, being a shapes pen as well as a text recognition pen means that I can draw shapes on what I've put onto the screen, and instead of them being scruffy little scaffolding boxes, they can be neatened up, and that includes arrows as well. So a lot of teachers like to go LYNX Pro purely to get their hands on those two pens, well worth £2 a month. Now, if you do decide to use our LYNX Cloud, you get extra storage. So instead of 1 GB free, you get 10 GB. And you can also set up an organization with a 100 GB shared drive space as well. So plenty of storage there. It's an annual subscription model. But we do give away lots of things for free in LYNX. So it's only the things on that page there that you might find come with an extra cost. But we also have the online activity area on our LYNX Cloud website. lynxcloud.app is where you can download LYNX from. And in the activities area, there are things like spinners, quizzes, interactive clocks, and you can make things like circuit construction kits and so on. If we jump to the website here, you can see this is my activities area, lots of quizzes and things that I've made. So for example, if I go to my Batman quiz here, we can see that we've got a quiz. I can invite students to join it using a QR code on their devices or via a link here that I can share with people. I have to launch this live, and then we can go through the quiz, but I can edit the quiz as well. So I can pick the image that's in the background of the quiz, I can write the questions one at a time, or if I'm a LYNX Pro user, I can type in a request of what I'd like a quiz about, or even put in a website that I'd like the quiz to be created from, all the content within it. So we offer some AI tools linked to LYNX Pro even within this free activities area as well. There are a load of maths and science simulations from a company called FET that are included as well. They provide us with the things like the circuit generator for electricity, and also they go from very young children all the way up to degree level as well. If we add an activity, you can see the range of activities that will start to come into here. There we go. So there's so much to LYNX. I hope you'll check it out and download it. Thank you very much.